Hi Year 3, we really enjoyed the video that you put together and it was so lovely to see so many of your faces, so thank you for that. Let's carry on with the magic faraway tree. It was very difficult to get Joe through the hole because his hands and head had to go first. Moonface held his legs to guide him. Rick held his shoulders as he came down the ladder so that he wouldn't fall. At last, all 7 of them were through the hole in the clouds and were on the broad branch outside Moonface's house. Joe held onto the branch with his hands. His legs were in the air. "Moonface, Silky, can't you possibly take the spell away?" he groaned. "It's dreadful." "Silky, what land is coming to the top of the faraway tree next?" asked Moonface. "Have you heard?" "I think it's the land of spells," said Silky. "It should come tomorrow, but I'm not really sure." "Oh, well, if it's the land of spells, we could easily get a spell from there to put Joe right," said Moonface, beaming. "Joe, you must stay the night with me and wait for the land of spells tomorrow. The others can go home and tell what has happened." "All right," said Joe. "I can't possibly climb up the tree again if I'm upside down, so I'll just have to wait here. Mother will never believe it, though, when the others tell her why I don't come home. Still, it can't be helped." They all went into Moonface's house. Joe stood on a chair upside down. The others sat about and talked. Rick was sorry for Joe, but he couldn't help feeling a bit excited. Goodness! If this was the sort of adventure that Joe, Beth and Franny had, what fun things were going to be. The others began telling him all the adventures they had had. Silky made some hot chocolate and went down the tree to fetch some more pop cakes. When it was 5:30, Beth said they must go. "Goodbye, Joe," she said. "Don't be too unhappy. Pretend you're a bat. They always sleep upside down, you know, and don't mind a bit. Come on, Rick. We're going down the slippery slip." Rick was excited. He took the red cushion that Moonface gave him and sat himself at the top of the slide. Beth gave him a push, and off he went round and round and round inside the enormous faraway tree, sitting safely on his cushion. What a way to get down a tree! Chapter 4: The Land of Spells. Rick shot round and down the inside of the faraway tree on his cushion. He came to the bottom. He shot out of the trapdoor there and landed on the soft green moss. He sat there for a moment, out of breath. "That was the loveliest slide I've ever had," he thought to himself. "Ooh, wouldn't I like to do that again?" He just got up from the moss when the trapdoor at the bottom of the tree opened once again, and Franny shot out on a yellow cushion. Then came Beth, giggling, for she always thought it was a huge joke to slide down inside the tree like that. "What do we do with the cushions?" asked Rick. "Does Moonface want them back?" "Yes, he does," said Franny, picking them up. "The red squirrel always collects them and sends them back to him." As she spoke, a red squirrel dressed in a sweater popped out of a hole in the trunk. "Here are the cushions," said Franny, and the squirrel took them. He looked up into the tree, and a rope came swinging down. "Moonface always lets it down for his cushions," said Beth. Rick watched the squirrel tie the 3 cushions to the rope, and then he gave the 3 gentle tugs at the rope, and at once the rope was pulled up and the cushions went swinging up the tree to Moonface. "I wish Joe was with us," said Rick as they all went home. "Do you think Aunt Polly will be worried about him?" "Well, we'll have to tell Mother the truth," said Franny. "She is sure to ask where he is." Mother did ask, of course, and the girls told her what had happened. "I find all this very difficult to believe," said Mother, astonished. "I think Joe is just spending the night with Moonface for a treat. I'll trust Moonface to take care of him tonight, but he must come back tomorrow." Nobody said any more. The girls and Rick felt very tired, and after some hot chocolate and baked potatoes for dinner, they all went to bed. Beth wondered how Joe was getting on at Moonface's. He was getting on all right, though he was very tired of being upside down. It didn't matter how hard he tried to stand the right way up, he always swung back topsy-turvy again. The policeman had put a very strong spell on him. "You'd better try to sleep in my bed," said Moonface. "I'll sleep on my sofa." "I suppose I'll have to stand on my head all night," said poor Joe. And that's just what he did have to do. It was very uncomfortable. Once he lost his balance when he was asleep and tipped off the bed. He almost fell down the slippery slip, but Moonface, who was awake, reached out a hand and caught his leg just in time. "My goodness," said Moonface. "Don't go doing things like that in the middle of the night, Joe. It's so disturbing." "Well, how can I help it?" said Joe. "I'll tie your feet to a nail on my wall," said Moonface. "Then you can't topple over when you're asleep." So he did that, and Joe didn't fall down any more. When morning came he was surprised to find himself upside down, because at first he didn't remember what had happened. "I'll just peep up through the hole in the cloud and see if by any chance the land of spells is there yet," said Moonface. "If it is, we'll go up and see what we can do for you."